The top 10 most scandalous and eccentric queens in history. Throughout history, queens have wielded power, influenced politics, and captured the public's imagination with their charisma, wisdom, and sometimes their scandalous and eccentric behavior. Here are 10 queens renowned not only for their crowns but also for the controversies and peculiarities that surrounded their lives. Number 1. Elizabeth Bathory, the Blood Countess. Elizabeth Bathory, born in 1560, is infamous not just for her noble heritage but for her gruesome legacy. Dubbed the Blood Countess, she's accused of the torture and murder of hundreds of young women, driven by the belief that their blood would preserve her youth. Her castle in Cactus was her alleged torture chamber, where victims were subjected to horrific acts, including beatings, burnings, and mutilations. Some tales suggest Bathory bathed in her victims' blood, a chilling testament to her obsession with youth. Despite the monstrous accusations, she was never executed but imprisoned within her castle walls until her death in 1614, fueling endless legends about her sadism and the dark secrets of the nobility. Notably, her trial and the testimonies against her have been the subject of much historical debate, questioning the veracity of the accusations and suggesting they may have been politically motivated. Number 2. Ranavalona I, the Mad Queen of Madagascar. Ranavalona I, ruling Madagascar from 1828 to 1861, took draconian measures to preserve its sovereignty, resulting in the deaths and persecution of countless subjects. Her anti-European stance led to the brutal persecution of Christians, exacerbating her cruel reputation. The use of the Tangina ordeal, a trial by poison that caused many deaths, is a particularly dark chapter of her reign, showcasing her ruthless methods to maintain power. Her rule, filled with executions and forced labor, decimated the population and left a legacy of tyranny cloaked in the guise of national preservation. Her reign's isolationist policies significantly hindered Madagascar's international relations and economic development, effects that were felt long after her death. Number 3. Empress Wu Zetian, China's ruthless ruler. Wu Zetian, the only woman to ever declare herself Emperor of China, reigned from 690 to 705 with an iron fist and a sharp mind. Her rise to power is marred by scandalous rumors, including the alleged murder of her own infant daughter to eliminate rivals. Her rule was effective but marked by ruthless suppression of opposition, employing a network of spies and executing dissenters. Despite her controversial governance, Wu Zetian also made notable contributions to Chinese bureaucracy and culture, but her legacy remains overshadowed by tales of her brutal methods and manipulative ascent to power. Under her rule, China saw an expansion of the empire and significant advancements in agriculture, which contributed to a period of economic prosperity. Number 4. Katherine the Great, the Empress of Scandals. Katherine the Great, ascending to the Russian throne following a coup that deposed her husband, Peter III, in 1762, led Russia through a golden age of expansion and enlightenment until her death in 1796. However, it's her tumultuous personal life and the palace intrigue that often capture the public's imagination. Katherine's love life, characterized by a series of young lovers as she aged, scandalized and fascinated her contemporaries and historians alike. These relationships, often with men much younger than herself, were part of her strategy to maintain power and influence at court, yet they sparked endless rumors and exaggerated tales about her private life. The mysterious circumstances of her husband Peter III's death shortly after her coup only added to her notorious reputation. While officially declared as illness-related, many suspected foul play, implicating Katherine in a regicide that solidified her power. Moreover, salacious myths about her sexual exploits, including an unfounded and bizarre rumor regarding an intimate encounter with a horse, have overshadowed her significant political and cultural achievements. Katherine's reign saw the expansion of Russian territories and the flourishing of arts and education, marking her as one of Russia's most effective rulers, despite the scandals that surrounded her. Number 5. Mary I of England, Bloody Mary. Mary I, daughter of Henry VIII and his first wife, Catherine of Aragon, reigned over England from 1553 to 1558. Her fervent Catholicism set the stage for her infamous campaign against Protestantism, a stark contrast to her father's break from the Catholic Church. Her attempt to reverse the Protestant reforms of her predecessors led to the Marian persecutions, where over 280 religious dissenters were burned at the stake. This brutal attempt to restore Catholic dominance has etched her name in history as Bloody Mary, a moniker reflecting her reign's dark legacy. Mary's marriage to Philip II of Spain, a union aimed at consolidating Catholic power, was deeply unpopular among her subjects and failed to produce an heir, further destabilizing her reign. Her death in 1558 ended her short-lived attempts to reverse the Reformation in England, leaving a legacy of religious persecution that would haunt her memory and underscore the deep religious divisions of the period. Number 6. Queen Isabella I of Castile, the Iron Queen. Queen Isabella I of Castile, ruling from 1474 to 1504 with Ferdinand II of Aragon, played a crucial role in Spanish history. Her reign concluded the Reconquista, reclaiming the Iberian Peninsula from Muslim rule and leading to the expulsion of non-converted Jews and Muslims, profoundly changing Spain's demographics and culture. She established the Spanish Inquisition in 1478 to enforce Catholic orthodoxy, resulting in the persecution and execution of thousands. Isabella also backed Christopher Columbus's 1492 voyage, initiating the European colonization of the Americas, which spread Christianity and European cultures but also started the exploitation and displacement of indigenous peoples. Her rule is noted for uniting Spain and boosting its international stature but is also criticized for its severe impact on religious and cultural diversity. Number 7. Frdric Gund, the Murderous Queen. Frdric Gund, the queen consort of Chilperic I of Neustria, is one of the most infamous figures in the violent saga of 6th century Merovingian France. Her ascent from a servant to the queen consort is a tale of cunning and ambition, but it is her ruthless participation in the era's bloody dynastic feuds that cements her notoriety. Frdric Gund's life is steeped in allegations of murder, including orchestrating the assassination of Sigebert I, her husband's rival and brother, and possibly being involved in the death of her own stepson to secure the succession for her offspring. Her reign was characterized by a series of brutal acts, including the use of hired assassins, poison, and direct violence to eliminate her enemies and those who stood in the way of her ambitions. The dark legacy of Frdric Gund is emblematic of the Merovingian dynasty's turbulent period, marked by assassination, intrigue, and familial betrayal. Number 8. Empress Dowager Cixi, the Dragon Lady behind the throne. Empress Dowager Cixi rose from a low-ranking concubine to become the de facto ruler of China during the late Qing dynasty, wielding power from behind the throne for nearly half a century until her death in 1908. Her ascent to power involved the strategic manipulation of court politics and the sidelining of rivals, including orchestrating a coup to place her young son on the throne. Cixi's reign is marked by her resistance to modern reforms and her alleged role in supporting the anti-foreign and anti-Christian Boxer Rebellion in 1900, which led to a brutal crackdown on the movement by foreign powers. Her legacy is controversial. While some view her as a tyrant whose actions contributed to the decline of the Qing dynasty, others argue she was a stabilizing force in a period of great upheaval. Nonetheless, her opulent lifestyle and the lavish expenditures on the summer palace, even as the country faced external threats and internal strife, have fueled her image as a ruler out of touch with her people's needs. Number 9. Anne Boleyn, the enigmatic queen. Anne Boleyn's marriage to Henry VIII marked a turning point in English history, initiating the English Reformation and the establishment of the Church of England. Her failure to produce a male heir, however, led to her dramatic fall from grace. In 1536, Anne was arrested and charged with adultery, incest with her brother, and treason, accusations widely believed to be fabricated to remove her from power. Her execution marked a tragic end to her tumultuous life and left a legacy shrouded in mystery and speculation. Anne's role in the religious and political shifts of the time, coupled with her controversial end, continues to fascinate and provoke debate among historians and the public alike. Number 10. Joanna of Castile, Joanna the Mad. Joanna of Castile, known as Joanna the Mad, was a tragic figure whose life was marred by intense personal and political turmoil. Her marriage to Philip the Handsome of the Habsburg dynasty was both passionate and tumultuous, characterized by extreme jealousy and alleged infidelity. Following Philip's sudden death in 1506, Joanna's profound grief manifested in refusal to part with his body, leading to disturbing tales of her journey across Spain with his coffin. This, combined with the political machinations of her father, Ferdinand, and later her son, Charles I of Spain, who would become Holy Roman Emperor Charles V, led to her long-term confinement and cast doubt on her mental state. Joanna's life story is a poignant example of how personal tragedy and political intrigue can intertwine, leaving a legacy of speculation about her sanity and the lengths to which her family went to secure power.